everybody, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have Morgan back with me today.
Hi!
We wanted to talk a little bit about how men hit on women, but not just talk about all the wrong ways to do it, but also talk about the right ways to do it.
As someone who is interested in men and is receptive to male attention,
And I'm not.
right? There's a lot of things you can do wrong.
But there's also a lot of things you can do right, and thank God, or else the human species would die.
Yeah, that would be the end. So I'm on your side.
Yes. We want you to get this right, and for that matter, women too. On my side. If you remember last time I told you that I had never gotten a dick pic.
I told you there was still hope.
There is still hope, and apparently lots of hope.
When it rains, it pours.
I don't like to think about liquids.
If she hasn't seen your dick yet, don't send a picture. Like, that's really the simple answer. Like, should you send a picture of your dick? No. If that's the first time that she's seeing it, the answer is always no.
Exactly.
If I've already seen it, I might like to see it again.
I've never actually heard a woman go, "Oh my God, this guy sent me a dick pic. It's so fantastic."
Yay!
Have you ever heard that?
Sometimes, yeah, but it's for comedic value. I actually have
I'm talking about like for serious, seduction value. It's pretty much zero.
I actually made a private Facebook group for my girlfriends, and it's called Wiener Roast, and it's where we share our unsolicited dick pics, and then we make fun of them. And sometimes we'll Photoshop them and send them back to the guy. Like, I've made some improvements. What do you think?
Wow. It's brutal. Can I join the group now?
Absolutely. Now you can. Now you remember. You have your membership card. You can start punching it.
I feel like a complete woman now. So guys, there you go. That's what happens to these dick pics you actually send us. We make fun of you. One of the things my friends who are showgirls do, which is, I think, brilliant, by the way. If anybody wants to try this, you go ahead. I will take no responsibility for what happens. They then find the guy, and then they find him his social media contacts, his mom, his girlfriend, and then they send those dick pics to those people and say, "This is what your boyfriend, this is what your son is sending me. What do you think about this?"
And the last one that I got, total stranger, and it was a video. I reviewed his video. I was like, the lighting is bad, this angle is not flattering. Overall, I give it a 4 out of 10. His response was, well, at least I got a rating. It didn't even faze him. It was like, well, at least you had an opinion to share. I just poked your boob.
That's okay. Thanks for highlighting it though. They just want attention, any kind of attention. They want to acknowledge that you've seen it in some way.
Yeah, and unfortunately, letting it go, blocking the person, that really doesn't have any kind of positive result. Like, it's very hard to know, what is the best response to have to that. So usually the response is nothing. And even when a stranger catcalls you or tries to start a conversation with you when you're grocery shopping, our default is to try to downplay it and just get out of the situation. We're all kind of getting into a mood now where we want to push back and we want to give a little taste of how that feels. If a man says "Hey baby," I'll turn around and I'll go, "Oh, goo goo gaga, you want to change my diaper, daddy?" And it is a total turn off. It shuts the whole conversation down. They get very uncomfortable and just walk away. It was just a way of giving him a little taste of what it feels like to be infantilized. A group of women is, ladies, folks, anything is better than, are you girls having a good day? It sets a tone that it's acceptable to treat us that way.
I like to approach this certain way. One that respects me as a person. And obviously, usually by women.
When a woman who's a lesbian wants to approach another woman, she might not know if she's gay or straight. And that's where you might be a little nervous to approach her, because you don't know how she's going to respond. Straight men tend to assume that all women are interested in them. That's really the issue, is that they assume the attention is always wanted. If you see a woman walking down the street and you feel the urge to tell her she's beautiful, gorgeous, you love her hair, just ask yourself if you would say that to another guy. If you wouldn't say that to another straight man, don't say it to a woman.
If they have headphones on, they pretty much always don't want to be hit on.
If a guy, grabs your ass or tries to touch you and talk to you, and you say something about it, the response is, well, you should be flattered. When a guy tells me to smile now, I say something funny. If that guy can just take a second and kind of check himself and think about whether what he said was actually appropriate, I feel like I've done my job. I don't think anybody needs to go out and really blood in the streets, battle of the sexes here. But just a tiny little nudge.
There's a joke about here about what I did to my own body. But we'll move on.
Oh my god. That's just all came home for me in
Yeah.
that moment.
Thank you. Living as a woman has taught me quite a lot. Take a no, guys. That's a valuable lesson.
Unfortunately, a lot of women will give in. They will go out on the date just
Right.
to make the guy happy, just to shut it down. They go out on a date and then they don't do the kiss goodnight. They don't do the second date. They don't do the follow-up text. And then that guy will get so angry because he doesn't understand. He went through all of this effort. He bought her dinner. He took her out, and then she's not interested, and it feels like something is owed to him. And the truth is that, he only got to the date because that was the only way to get him to shut up. It's sort of been romanticized that if you just wait long enough or try hard enough, or if it's a grand enough gesture, or if she doesn't notice you, you just have to try harder to get noticed. We notice because we are usually on edge. It does feel uncomfortable to be the target of that kind of attention. It does make you feel bad about yourself because it makes me feel that's the sum total of my value as a person, is the way that I look and am treated.
There is a way you can compliment a woman and make her feel good about herself. It is those things that we value in ourselves that we really want to be complimented on. People can tell me that they love my singing till the cows come home. It will never get old.
If you really want to compliment a woman, compliment the right things. If a man comes up to me and says, "I love your outfit today," yes. I feel so good. I had modeled some shoes for a friend who was a designer, and I posted it to my Instagram stories. And this stranger sent me a message and was asking for nudes or any neutral color.
Yeah,
preferably in a slingback. And it was such a great pun.
Yes.
It was perfect because it sort of set things up for maybe a sexy interaction if I was into it.
Right.
But also injected some humor, and it acknowledged the post that I had made. It was really just a master class in how to hit on a woman online.
I think humor works quite a lot.
Always.
Actually.
Compliment my sense of humor, my education, my insight on a certain subject.
Your artwork.
Absolutely. And it's actually going to make me feel better about myself. And it's
Yeah.
going to make me feel like you see me, that you're looking at more than just my outward appearance.
Our outward appearance, no matter how beautiful or gorgeous we are, does not stay. If you want beautiful, take a picture of it, put it on a wall. It'll last forever. We want a life mate who sees us and values who we are. Those things that will never go away over time.
Returning a shopping cart to the cart return section of the parking lot, those are things that are worth commenting on and complimenting. That's a real compliment.
That was a real random one.
That's real. If I see somebody do that,
Yeah.
automatically points.
I can tell you from a woman's perspective with another woman. If somebody approaches me with a smile and starts talking to me about things that tell me that they know more about me than just what I look like, I will respond to that. It may not lead to a date. I may not be interested in dating you, but
it's worth a shot, and that's how you take it. A while back, a friend of mine was actually at Barnes & Noble.
okay.
And
Bookstore.
Great place to meet people, by the way, because you already can find people with common interests. She texted me. She saw this cute girl sitting in the cafe reading a book and drinking a cup of coffee.
Okay.
She really wanted to approach her, but she was nervous about it. My advice, instead of disturbing her, to go to the cafe, get a $5 gift card that's enough for a nice big cup of coffee, write her number on the inside of the gift card, and just walk over and say, "Hey, I didn't want to disturb you. If you're ever interested in getting a cup of coffee together, I got you this gift card. If not, enjoy your coffee and enjoy your day." And leave. Give her time to think about whether or not she wants to call you. And it's such a simple thing just to leave the door open.
What I really like about that is that it respects that person's autonomy and her time. You're not sitting there chatting her ear off and making her think, "Gee, I really wish I was somewhere else, so I need to escape this conversation."
Basically standing over her with her in your shadow as you force a conversation.
Right.
That's how we feel.
Or following her around the bookstore, which would it then, again, bring it to that kind of creepy stalker level.
Right. And in your mind, you might be thinking that you're waiting for an opportunity to start a conversation, but what she's seeing is somebody following her.
She can take that card and she can use it for coffee for herself down the road and probably have good thoughts about that. Well, I didn't really like that person, but I really like the fact that I can get this cup of coffee now.
But you're also coming from a place of shared common ground. You're in a bookstore, you're both into books. It would have worked on me, I'll say that.
Probably would have worked on me.
Honesty is the best policy. It's really easy to get too inside your head and think that you have to sort of manipulate a person into agreeing to go on a date with you. We've already made up our minds. Just being honest about what your intentions are.
You also don't want to risk getting friend zoned. Then it becomes a little more difficult, especially between two women.
Personally, I don't think the friend zone is real. I hate it. I hate the term. Because it's almost like you're being banished to the friend zone. It's like
the phantom zone
from
Superman.
So the friend zone everyone is treated like it's a place that you go that you can then escape from. It might not be exactly what you wanted. Friendship should be enough.
I think you're always attracted to your friends at some level. It may not be all the way to a sexual level, but you're friends for a reason. If you're going to cut off that friendship because that person won't go out with you, then that's probably the wrong motivation you had from the beginning.
It seems like it does get to a point, especially with my male friends, where they can't handle the friendship anymore. They want it to be something more. The way that they express that is to act out, get drunk, say things that are inappropriate, send me a dick pic, and then that's when things get kind of uncomfortable and bad, and that friendship can't recover.
She's actually also had relationships with women.
I'm down for whatever. It's interesting with women because it's hard to find that line between being best friends and being girlfriends. As a woman, most of my friendships are with women. My close friendships are with women. Ultimately, that's what we want out of a relationship too. Like, we want a partner who is our best friend, who we can talk to, be intimate with, fart in front of. That's your best friend that you also have sex with. All of my girlfriends were my best friends at one point. You know, if there is a potential for a friendship and something romantic might screw that up, we would rather accept the silver medal of a friendship than risk going for the gold and losing everything.
So men, women, take heart. There is a wrong way to approach somebody else you're attracted to, but there is a right way. And I hope we've laid out the difference between the two so that you know to take that into your next interaction with somebody. I'm terrible at all this stuff, by the way. My approach is to like almost never hit on somebody. I've got to get better at that. If you guys have any stories about ways that you've been hit on that have been both successful and tragically unsuccessful, please share them in the comments below. I want to hear them. I will put, as before, all of Morgan's socials down below. And on that note, like, share, and subscribe, and see you around the interwebs.